The thoroughbred is a magnificent animal, bred for speed, bred to compete, the sport of kings.
Wow, West Coast has it by 6.
It's the all-new Let's Go Racing from Parks Casino and Racetrack. It's action-packed and fun for the entire family.
3 of them are right together with 1 furlong to go.
Let's Go Racing is brought to you by the Pennsylvania Thoroughbred Horsemen's Association. It's fun to see them run.
Welcome to Let's Go Racing. Danny Gibson and Dick Girardi coming to you from Parks Racing. We're up on the 3rd floor studio, and today's show is a good one. It was the Match Series Championship, and we decided 4 divisions with 4 different stakes: the Salvador de Bunda President's Cup, the Roman Rachel, the Liberty Bell, and the Bucks County Stakes. And despite the rain, it was still a really good day, full fields and exciting finishes.
It was. We had the remnants of Hurricane Ian here. It was a little gloomy and certainly a little cold and rainy, Danny, as you know better than anybody, and I wrote about it on letsgoracingparks.com. But the races were terrific. Yeah, we had 2 come off the turf, but the PTHA President's Cups, the Sal de Bunda, decided the whole series, as you're going to see in a moment. But it was thrilling. The only thing we didn't get was the last race didn't matter as much as we kind of hoped it would, because the series got decided in the second to last race of the day.
Yeah, it's still really exciting finishes, and the quality of horses that we got to come here for the Match Series. I mean, it was sad to see some of the scratches, those nice turf horses, but Tom Albatrani, we got to see Tax with Denny Gargan, all of our local favorites.
Yeah, Tax, $1 million earner, Kendra Carmouche down to ride, and well, I thought Tax looked great in that race, but that's why they run them, because things happen that you don't expect.
Absolutely. And of course, Sweet Wilhelmina, we're going to get to in a second.
Defending champ.
Let's get to the Salvador de Bunda PTHA President's Cup. It was Monday's 10th race. It's $100,000, part of the Match Series, a mile and 1/8. Of course, it was off the turf, and our favorite is Sweet Wilhelmina, who drew in main track only for trainer Scott Lake.
Right, and Scott Lake was very happy, obviously, when it came off of the turf. Sweet Wilhelmina just has one turf start. It was no good, and she's her defending champ, and she's as solid as they come.
2 second choice favorites here at 9-2. Let's talk about Malibu Curl shipping in for trainer Thomas Albatrani.
Yeah, I mean, this horse has some decent lines. Again, a lot of the question with a lot of these horses was how are they going to do it on this particular surface, Danny, and I think we didn't really know the answer to the question until they ran.
Absolutely. Well, here is the call of the President's Cup.
Gravitron is well off the rail, is up by 1.5 lengths. Right there in second is Madame Rouge, and saving ground to the inside is Malibu Curl. Sweet Wilhelmina is progressing for Frankie Pennington, is taken 4th. Free Data in between horses. At the rail is Tightly Twisted and Ruben Silvera. Moving up on the far outside is Jerusalema, is now about to challenge for that 5th position. In behind them is Tick, 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 Boom. Then Deciding Vote, and the trailer, Still Like a Pro. They've got to catch Gravitron, and Gravitron's doing it nicely now. Went 48 seconds flat for that half-mile time. Now has a half-mile left to go. Moving forward to the inside is Malibu Curl. In between horses, there comes Sweet Wilhelmina. Under a drive is Madame Rouge. Free Data looking for some room. Tick, 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 Boom has gotten a lot closer, and here comes a move from Tick, 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 Boom. Tick, 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 Boom is ranging up on the outside of Sweet Wilhelmina and has got this leader in sights. It's Gravitron in front, but here comes Tick, 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 Boom. Free Data has now got some clear running room as well, and Deciding Vote is chasing up on the outside. Losing some ground is Malibu Curl. They reach the top of the stretch. They've got to catch Tick, 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 Boom, but here's Deciding Vote, who is in pursuit. Deciding Vote is coming after Tick, 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 Boom, who's 1.5 lengths in front for a final furlong. Tick, 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 Boom. Deciding Vote is getting closer, and here comes Deciding Vote to the outside. Tick, 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 Boom digs in, but Deciding Vote gets the victory.
And one of the most exciting finishes we'll see, it was Deciding Vote, who's a turf horse, winning on the muddy track with jockey Michael Sanchez.
Yeah, only 2 races ever on the main track, Danny. It's the first 2 races of this horse's career, and they were both bad at Laurel. And most of the day they were thinking, Michael Sanchez was thinking we might scratch. Eddie Graham, the trainer, was thinking, I don't know if we want to do this. Then they said, you know what, we're in line to win all of it, right? They had the most points in the Match Series coming in. They won the race. They were going to win the series and shut out Philly Desprez, who was in the next race. They did win the race. They won it all. They won the division. They won the whole match. Lots of money for owner William Pate, trainer Eddie Graham, and of course Michael Sanchez with a big win for himself.
Oh, great win. Here's more on the race.
How concerned were you, Michael, when it came off of the grass?
I actually thought you was scratch. Even through the day, early in the day, I thought still she was scratch. And then they told me, he told me they're running, they're gonna take a shot. She ran 2 times there as a baby, 1 good race and the other one she didn't ran no good. So he said never ran in the slop. she took a shot, and then it worked out. It worked out awesome. I had an awesome trip. I broke. I didn't change anything. I rode her like it was a turf race. I broke. I sat. I just took a nice hole and waited, and she gave me a good feeling early in the race. And then once I got clear, she gave me a good feeling. She got clear. She took off, and it was good after that.
We were so close with the points, the match series. I said, she's never run on the slop track, and it's sealed, so maybe she'll handle it. Let's just give it a try. And I told Sanchez, if she's not handling it, take care of her. But if she's there to win it, go ahead and win it.
Sal, what's it like to have a race named in your honor?
Well, I think it's terrific. Sometimes when it's advertised on the radio, people think it's like the Kentucky Derby. They'll walk up and say congratulations. But it's been terrific. The staff's been terrific in promoting it, and it is an honor to have it done. So I really cheers to everyone. Okay?
And this year, with the match series finishing here at Parks, the winner of your race just won the series. How cool is that?
Yeah, I just told him it's going to be in his house forever, my name. They're going to say, who is that guy? So it's been great. Thank you.
Michael had lots to celebrate here. Of course, we celebrated his 1,000th win. We'll show later. And, I asked him, what do you think? And he said, I'm going to ride it like it's a turf race.
Yes, no, that's right. What he said, he just stayed back. And Eddie told him, look, if there's a problem, if she really hates it, just don't persevere, don't do anything. But she obviously loved it. She came running, beat tick, boom for Alan Bedard, who ran another great race in the series. But Eddie Graham's won some big ones. He won the Arlington Million back in 2014 with Hardest Core. But what could be bigger than winning the match series here at Parks?
Absolutely. Shout out to him and Wendy, our friends from the Pennsylvania Horse Breeders. And it's time for our first break. When we come back, much more from the match series. We'll see you in a minute.
For the Love of Bourbon is now asked the question and kicks back up by a length and a half.
The Pennsylvania Thoroughbred Horsemen's Association is the advocate for Parks Racing's horsemen and has worked hard to secure better lives for the hundreds of trainers and their families that work in the thoroughbred racing industry. Our horsemen benefit from medical coverage, trainer pension plans, and increased purses. Thanks to these horsemen, racing at Parks is the very best, providing entertainment for you and the entire family. The Pennsylvania Horsemen are proud to be part of the community and introduce a new generation of fans to the sport of kings.
Welcome back, everybody. We have more match series stakes from Monday here at Parks. It was the Liberty Bell at 6.5 furlongs, $100,000. And our favorite is For the Love of Bourbon, that really nice Pennsylvania bred.
Yeah, and it was a rematch of our Banjo Picker back on PA Day, back on 22nd of August, For the Love of Bourbon, and the Great Baron for Butchery.
Absolutely. Here's the call with Chris Griffin.
It's For the Love of Bourbon is in front, is up by a full length. 5 Dreams to the inside, in between horses is Baron under a tight hold, is now going to muscle on through, is now going to clear and take second. To the outside of that, Rivals Get the W in fourth. Repo Rocks is in fifth. On the far outside, Violent Turbulence, the 2 at the back, Jalen Journey, and Mock Trial. They work up the backstretch, and For the Love of Bourbon, Paco Lopez, they went 22-1 for that opening quarter mile. Baron is right to the outside, is in range, is a length off the leader. To the inside is 5 Dreams. Repo Rocks is making up some ground to the outside of Get the W. From the back, Jalen Journey, Violent Turbulence losing some ground there with Mock Trial, the trailer. For the Love of Bourbon has got the lead. Baron is in pursuit, but For the Love of Bourbon is doing it very well right now. 5 Dreams is down towards the inside as For the Love of Bourbon is now asked the question and kicks back up by a length and a half. Baron is still chasing this rival, but For the Love of Bourbon is getting away. 5 Dreams is to the inside of Baron. They're second and third for a final furlong. For the Love of Bourbon.
For the Love of Bourbon getting his 5th win in a row. Really nice Pennsylvania bred and a nice claim for trainer Mike Pino.
I'll say, May 29th of 2020, during the pandemic, went down to Churchill Downs, claim for $50,000. Since then, 10 wins, $485,000. Nice claim by Mike Pino and Dan Abbott and Dan Ryan's smart angle.
Absolutely. He's not a really big horse, but he's a balanced horse, and he loves to run. He can run on the lead, coming off the pace. He's very versatile.
He beat Baron to the front, and Baron's more of a front runner, and once he got out there was nobody going to catch him. Now, Mike, you've won a lot of races in your time. Do you remember having a horse win 5 in a row like this horse is now?
Not stake races. I had some claimers do it back when nobody would claim them. Today, that doesn't happen either. You don't keep them very long, but not a good horse, stake horse like this. No, I haven't had him win 5 in a row.
Were you at all surprised he outbroke the field today?
We talked to Paco. It was a wet track. We knew the 2 relished the mud, and he said, I'm going to keep him a little closer, but when he said he broke so sharp, we just went with it. I wasn't anticipating him doing that, but when he broke, any decision he makes out there is fine with me.
Let's get to the Bucks County. It's a mile and an eighth. It did come off the turf, $100,000, and of course, part of the match series. And our favorite is Tax, that comes down from New York for trainer Danny Gargan.
Right, Tax is a graded stakes winner on dirt. They obviously wanted to be off the turf. Eons would have been the favorite. He was actually the division winner in this, even without running, but obviously scratched. It's strictly a turf horse. But yeah, Tax, an obvious favorite in here.
A horse I was looking forward to see is our second choice favorite, Wolfie's Dynagos for Tom Albatrani by Ghost Zapper.
Yeah, and this horse has won over 330,000, so another really good horse. And it looked like on paper, Danny, it was going to be these two. Well, it was, just not in exactly the way we thought.
Well, you know what happens when something looks like it. It's a shocker. And here's the call to Bucks County.
Wolfie's Dynagos is up by a neck. Tax is comfortable right there in second with Undercover Kitty now third, 3 wide. Following them is Mount Suribachi as Sugar Ray 2 has slipped to the inside here for Abner Adorno, is challenging for that 4th spot. The 2 trailers, Glacier Express and Factum Love Style. Wolfie's Dynagos takes him to the backstretch, and now Tax gets some encouragement here from Kender Carmouche, wants to be up with this leader, and here's Tax ready to challenge. Undercover Kitty is right off of them, is in third. Mount Suribachi to the outside of Sugar Ray 2. That's the leading 5 as they work up the backstretch. 47-3 for that half-mile time in the Bucks County, and to the inside it's still Wolfie's Dynagos. To the outside is Tax. Undercover Kitty is ready to challenge now with a half-mile left to go. Sugar Ray 2 is alone in 4th as Mount Suribachi is losing some ground. Glacier Express and far back, Factum Love Style. Still up top, it's Wolfie's Dynagos and Tax. They're now head and head. Undercover Kitty is asked the question now 3 wide. Sugar Ray 2 is trying to catch them all. Is there at 4 lengths back in the 4th spot. 111 4 for 3/4. Tax and Wolfie's Dynagos, they continue to go at it. Sugar Ray 2 is grinding away, but is picking up some late ground now as they get set to reach the top of the stretch. Tax is ready to challenge, and Tax is taking the lead. Wolfie's Dynagos, Sugar Ray 2 is moved towards the outside, and Sugar Ray 2 is coming after the 2 leaders, and here comes Sugar Ray 2. Sugar Ray 2 to Tax, and Sugar Ray 2 is kicked on, is up by a length and a half. Now 2 lengths. It's Sugar Ray 2. He's going to knock him out here.
Sugar Ray 2 and jockey Abner Adorno came up the rail for a really nice win.
Yeah, it was a perfect setup, right? They got the 2 favorites battling, and Sugar Ray 2 is just sitting down there in perfect position, just rolled by across this field, won by almost 6 lengths. And this has been Tyler's best horse since he's been training. It's won almost $240,000 for Tyler. First for the Chuck Zachney, and then Chuck sold off the vintage thoroughbreds, and so it's really neat horse and big win for Tyler. Happy to see him in a winner's circle.
Oh, absolutely. Here's more with our winning trainer.
Tyler, how cool has this horse been, Sugar Ray 2?
He's meant a lot to the barn. I mean, he was one of the first 2-year-olds I had an opportunity under Mr. Zachney to train, and ran through some conditions, and he was looking to move him on. So Dave made a purchase on him, and he's took us to some decent races and ran against some pretty tough horses and held his own. So we always knew that he had this type of talent and that there was a stake in him somewhere. We just had to find the right spot, and they gave it to us today.
And really great to see the next future generation of trainers get that win. And I love seeing him and his team celebrate. They just look so happy with what they accomplished.
Good for him. Tyler's a good guy. We knew him from way back in Smarty Jones' day when he was just a kid, and he's not a kid anymore, and he's a real good trainer.
Absolutely. And let's get to the girls. It's the fillies and mares in the Roman Rachel. 6.5 furlongs, of course, $100,000. This is still part of the match series. And our queen is the favorite, Chub Wagon. She's number 8.
Right. Parks Horse of the Year last year, 9-5 favorite. Some questions for the first time in a long time because she didn't show her normal speed last time. Was that a one-race aberration? What's going on with the Chub?
Dr. B gets second choice for trainer Butch Reed.
Dr. B is getting better with each race for Butch Reed, who has just been on a wild roll here since PA Derby Day.
Here's the call to Roman Rachel.
Oksana's now a neck in front. Field Day Spree is challenging from second. Here's Chub Wagon is now securing third. Is to the outside of Calypso, who's at the rail in fourth. It's a wide run for Shiro, My Beautiful Belle in the orange silks, and Dr. B is at the back of the field, but only 2.5 lengths would cover them all. Oksana, 22-3. Into the far turn, it's Oksana, who's still 3/4 of a length clear. Field Day Spree is now fully extended here from second. Chub Wagon 3 wide, 4 wide is Shiro, and Shiro's making a big move. Red Cap Shiro up on the outside is wide, but is coming after the leader now. Field Day Spree is in between horses, and Calypso looking for running room. Chub Wagon starts to drop back. Less than a 1/4 mile to go. It's Oksana who's in front. Oksana kicks for home. Field Day Spree is chasing, and Shiro up on the grandstand side is right there as well. Dr. B is making up some late ground, a final furlong, and Oksana is just sprinting clear. Oksana, Dr. B is now taken second inside the final 16th. It's Oksana, Dr. B is going to try one final time. Oksana.
And Oksana ships in for trainer Timothy Hills, gets the win with jockey Paco Lopez, gate to wire. And of course, everybody was talking about Chubwagon, a disappointing effort, but she is okay.
Right, that's the most important thing. I think people saw her out on the track. They were very concerned. I got a lot of questions. Turned out that she bled in the race. She was fine the next day. In fact, Joe Hampshire, Sylvester Gonzalez' agent, told me that he was over there feeding her glazed donuts on Tuesday. So hopefully Chubwagon, whether she'll be back anytime soon, we don't know, but she's okay for the people that were worried. And I know there were a lot of people that were.
Yeah, and bleeding just means induced exercise,
right.
Pullman hemorrhage.
It
Yeah,
happens to horses all the time.
Love that match series. A really good stake series for our Mid-Atlantic region.
It was great that we had that twice here at Parks, including the finale this year. And unfortunately, no good weather for Maryland as you came up for the finale of the match series. But how has the 2022 match series gone?
You know, I've looked back at this year and I've marveled at the quality of the fields, the quality of the racing, how well the series has been received at each of our venues. Every year since we brought the series back, we've done it a little bit differently, and we spaced the races out so that every track would get the benefit of, I think, full fields and a really good competition. And it doesn't get better than what's happening here. From a series perspective, you always want the championships to come down to the last day. It's just been well received. The Parks folks have been superb to deal with. They wanted the championships races this year. We've grouped them all in one day. It is championship day, and they should be pleased. We're pleased. Notwithstanding the weather, the fields have stayed strong, and I couldn't be happier with how we're finishing it.
Yeah, looking forward to it next year. Great job by the whole team. And let's keep it going. Let's get to Churchill Downs. It's the Grade 2 Lucas Classic, $500,000 purse. They're going to go a mile and an eighth. Some really nice horses in here, but Hot Rod Charlie is our favorite.
Yeah, Pennsylvania Derby winner from last year, 6-5 favorite. Art Collector, Happy Saber, both 5-2. But everybody's looking at Rich Strike back to Churchill Downs since the first time since he won the Derby. He's 9-2.
Here's Travis Stone with the call of the Lucas Classic.
Art Collector's going to set the pace. Hot Rod Charlie is on the chase in second. Chess Chief tucks in toward the inside to be third. Happy Saber angles over toward the rail fourth. Rich Strike racing in fifth, and he's 3 wide on the first turn, 5 lengths off Art Collector. The early trailer is King Fury. So around the clubhouse turn, Art Collector shows the way under a firm hold from Luis Saez. That opening quarter, 23 and 2/5 seconds. And right there is Hot Rod Charlie, a stalking second. Happy Saber's tucked away toward the rail third. Rich Strike is fourth and only 2.5 lengths off the lead. The long shot closers of King Fury and Chess Chief are at the back. So down the backstretch run, Art Collector continues to lead with Hot Rod Charlie glued to him for this far turn. The opening half in 47 and 4/5 seconds. And now Hot Rod Charlie starts to crank up the pressure on Art Collector. There's 3 furlongs to go, and these two are head and head. 2.5 lengths back. Happy Saber's coming under a ride. So too Rich Strike. King Fury is fifth. They're at the quarter pole. Art Collector and Hot Rod Charlie head to head off the turn. Happy Saber, as usual, is coming with a run. And here comes the Derby winner. 1 furlong to go. Hot Rod Charlie has to dig in, but Rich Strike has swept to the lead. It's Rich Strike in front. Hot Rod Charlie fights with him to the wire. Rich Strike and Hot Rod Charlie desperately close. Oh, it's a photo.
Well, talk about an exciting finish, but Hot Rod Charlie gets the win. A lot to talk about here.
Yeah, there is a lot to talk about. First, we'll let the participants have something to say about it, and then we'll have to say something about this controversial finish of the Lucas Classic.
Absolutely.
My horse opened up a length, and his ears just went forward, and he just kind of put on the brakes. And I needed somebody to kind of help push him along, and when that horse came up to him, that's exactly what we needed. He can be a little funny. You can tell on his previous races, when he gets in front by himself, he gets a little bit lost. He'll start switching leads. He'll duck in and out. He just kind of does what he needs to do.
He shows up every race and competes hard, and you know, he has no idea where the wire is. So pretty much every race he's got his nose in front somewhere throughout it, but you just got to be lucky it's at the wire. And today Tyler just timed it. I don't know if he timed it perfectly, but just got it done, and it was just so much fun.
Look how far he's come since May. I can only imagine what's going to be like next year. it's so bittersweet to lose that way, but I mean, Doug's horse is a warrior. So I've always said it's like guarding Michael Jordan in your first game, and he guarded him well, but Jordan found a way to hit that 3 at the buzzer and beat him. So.
Okay, so I mean, Hot Rod Charlie was the winner, but Rich Strike, jockey Sonny Leone, alleging his saddle slip. That's why he was leaning on jockey Tyler Gaffney.
Yeah, I mean, he had his elbow into Tyler right at the finish, and it looked to me like if he'd just ridden his horse, he probably would have won. I mean, Rich Strike got by, as you can see on the head-on, and then Hot Rod comes back. I'm not sure what Sonny was doing. Frankly, I didn't see the saddle slip. I'm not saying what he's saying is wrong, but I didn't see it. And then he ended up getting a 15-day suspension from the Churchill Downs stewards because they didn't believe it was the saddle. They thought it was intentional. I don't know. But a lot of controversy, even after the saddle situation and the elbowing. Trainer Eric Reed is saying that he thinks that Hot Rod Charlie had illegal toe grabs. And Doug O'Neill said, well, wait a second, that's impossible because I don't use toe grabs. A lot of wild stuff in the Lucas Classic, but hopefully we'll see both of them back in the Breeders' Cup Classic where maybe one of them could run, I don't know, 10, 12 lengths behind Flightline. It'd be great.
Well, we're going to head to another break. When we come back, a race recap and jockey and trainer of the week all coming your way.
Life is good. Now challenged on the outside by Law Professor.
Turning for Home is a nonprofit that has provided nearly 2,800 former racehorses with a safe retirement. The program was created through the foresight of the Pennsylvania Thoroughbred Horsemen's Association.
We all love animals, and to give back to something that helps us so much, it's a great thing.
Responding to the need for a better system that addressed the uncertain future for the retiring equine population at Parks Racing, the PTHA rallied horsemen to support the program.
These horses can do anything from hunter jumpers to Western to therapeutic riding.
Turning for Home became the first on-track retirement program at a year-round racetrack.
We want to make sure that our horses that have run so well for us over the years get the great opportunity to get a new vocation.
Out of everything that we've done in Pennsylvania for racing, I think that's the thing we can be most proud of.
If you would like to help these amazing animals find a great second career and forever home, please give us a call or contact us at turningforhome.org.
Welcome back to Let's Go Racing. Our Jockey and Trainer of the Week is brought to you by Turning for Home, our racehorse retirement program. And of course, Turning for Home Day is Monday, October 10th. Come hang with us. Jockey of the Week, we have to give it to our Abner Adorno. I mean, he had that nice win in the Bucks County. He had 3 wins on Monday and 2 on Tuesday.
He's a really good rider and obviously deserving of Jockey of the Week.
And Trainer of the Week, congratulations, Tyler Service. He's having an unbelievable week as well, teaming up with Abner for those 2 wins.
Yeah, nice to win a $100,000 stake at your home track for your best horse you've had so far. And I don't think Tyler's through winning stakes. Just give him some good horses, he'll win some races.
Absolutely, and I love how he works with his team. Really strong team he has there, and they really celebrate the wins together.
Absolutely.
Well, let's get to some race recap. We're Belmont at the Big A. It's the Grade 1 Woodward Stakes, going a mile and a $500,000. And keep an eye on the number 1, Life is Good.
Yeah, on paper, Danny, this was as close to a walkover as you'll see. I mean, Life is Good's in against 3 other horses, but they're overmatched. But it's interesting, as you watch the race, the fractions are really slow. And Irad Ortiz, who's riding the horse, is kind of keeping everybody in it. It's an off-track. First time Life is Good. Only second time he's been on an off-track. And it looks for a minute like he might actually get caught, but then he gets away. Only a 97 buyer figure. People, I think, are going to now dismiss him in the Breeders' Cup Classic. I don't know that I want to do that because maybe on a fast track, if he opens up 5, makes Flightline come and get him, that could be different. But this was not exactly what I was looking for if you're a Life is Good fan going into the Breeders' Cup.
He looked a little bit lost out there, but maybe that was the instruction. Don't do too much. Don't do more than you have to.
Keep in mind, it was just a prep. They're trying to get the next one. Do I think he can beat Flightline? No, I don't. I don't think anybody can beat Flightline.
Well, definitely the matchup we're all waiting for. Well, it's time for Eye on Racing, talking about the Bach. The Grade 2 Vosburg is today. Keep your eye out on Eastern Bay. We just saw him win a race here at Parks for trainer Norman Cash, and they're taking their shot, and that horse is running really good right now.
Yeah, and the Vosburg is often the final prep for the East Coast horses for the Breeders' Cup Sprint, where I don't know if anybody's beating our boy down there anyway, but they'll take their shot.
And of course, Keeneland's opened up, and that's where we're going to see the Breeders' Cup. They have a loaded card today. The Claiborne Futurity, the Coolmore Turf Mile, and they're both Breeders' Cup winning year end.
Yeah, and it's a month till the Breeders' Cup, so get ready. I am getting ready myself.
Well, we're getting excited, and it's time for us to head to another break. But when we come back, news and notes, and we're going to preview a race from Monday, so stick around. If you want action and you want it now, you got to get the new Parks Racing mobile app. Wager and watch thoroughbred and harness racing from around the world. With the Parks Racing mobile app, it's easy to open and fund your account. Then place your wagers and cheer on your horse as they thunder down the stretch. With the Parks Racing mobile app, you'll easily make withdrawal requests, view the previous day's replays and results. Plus, open any new account now and you'll be automatically enrolled in the Parks Rewards program. The more you wager, the more you earn. Get the new Parks Racing mobile app and get in on the action.
Did you know the Pennsylvania horse racing industry provides health care and pensions for thousands of workers who in turn spend their income supporting local communities? And we do it with zero tax dollars while creating tens of thousands of jobs.
Welcome back to Let's Go Racing. We're going to start with our news and notes, and we're going to preview a race from Monday. It's a starter allowance. It's going to be Monday's 10th race. They go a mile and 70 yards. Dick, what are your thoughts on the race?
It's a cool race. There's a lot of live horses in this race. Expensive cut, claimed for $50,000 by our buddy Jack Armstrong and Bobby Moscow back at Keeneland in April, and has already started winning here. Certainly a contender. Lease for Lupe Preciado, who's having a phenomenal year here at Parks, 27% in 2022. Hold the Flight, top figure with 82 buyer, and I'm going to see if I can say this name right, Abuelo Nuno, Frankie Pennington, Jamie Ness. Looks like maybe Lone Speed, so it's a really interesting, a lot of possibilities handicapping wise. So yeah, look forward to Monday's 10th.
Oh, definitely. And I want to point out the number 6, Hold the Flight. Yep. That last race, that third, it looks better than it was. He only lost by a half length, and we got a downpour right between there. Absentee came really wide for the win. And Mr. Einstein, the number 2, we see this team up a lot now with Lou Linder and Anthony Nunez, and they're getting good results.
Yeah, and this is a really cool race. This is almost like a stakes race. These are nice horses.
Yeah, really exciting race for Monday, the 10th, to look out for. And congratulations to jockey Michael Sanchez on this amazing accomplishment. He got his 1,000th win down at Delaware Park last Saturday in the George Rosenberger Memorial Stakes. And of course, we celebrated with him at Parks what this meant to him.
It felt awesome. It felt awesome. Definitely, the place didn't matter where you accomplish it. It's a big number. I'm so glad to be in the position I am. Everybody supports me. I got a big support of my family, family from work, friends. All the trainers and owner. It takes a little bit from everybody. So, I'm grateful to be in the position and always thankful for everybody.
Yeah, Michael said it takes a lot of people to help you get to that winner's circle, so nice win for him.
It's a big number, 1,000 of these.
Yeah, we're going to see a lot more wins from this talented young rider. And of course, Monday here is turning for home day. Come celebrate with us. It's a great cause. We're a nonprofit, and of course, we help retire racehorses here at Parks, but we could always use your help, and it's going to be a fun day.
Always is.
Well, that wraps it up for Dick and I, but we are racing here at Parks Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Post time still 12:55. We'll let you know when we get to the change. Come hang out with us, follow all of our action at the PTHA, and thanks for watching us. We'll see you next week.
And they're off. Skippy Longstocking has early speed. We the people from in between horses. Taba has got the lead now. It's Taba in the center of the racetrack, but Taba is drawing away, and Taba with Mike Smith, they win the Bet Parks Pennsylvania Derby.